Today I'll be doing an overview of the Zenless Zone Zero pre-release special program. This is the first ZZZ video I'll be doing on this channel, so understandably, if you're not in the know, some of this may be overwhelming. I would like to do a proper primer for the game before launch. However, the developers covered some of the game's aspects in a new player-friendly manner. I think you'll still be able to get the general feel of the game while also covering the new info that was revealed. To start, there was a music video for the opening theme, Come Alive. After playing Star Rail, I would not be surprised if this song was in the actual game. Opening the discussion was miHoYo's president, Dawei, joined by ZZZ's producer, Zhenyu. When Zhenyu emphasized wanting to make ZZZ a satisfying experience, he immediately mentioned having a skip button for the story. He really wanted to give players that choice. The next section was headed by narrative director Joseph. He detailed some of the world building for ZZZ. In summary, hollows are the supernatural disasters that cause the end of civilization. Inside the hollows, a material called ether was found, and that acted as a resource for the city of New Eridu to survive. However, ether can corrupt people and mutate them into ethereal monsters. The battle for ether resources has led to the creation of various organizations in the city, such as the Hollow Investigative Association. There were also units called proxies who help guide people in and out of hollows. Our main character duo, Wise and Bell, operate under the proxy identity, Phaethon, and they are already an established name in the industry. In New Eridu, Phaethon will be working with other factions in ZZZ's story, and this is where we got a sneak peek at some new characters. For the sake of anyone new to ZZZ, I'm going to go through our known playable launch characters and their factions first. The most upfront factions so far are the Cunning Hares, who do take the initial story spotlight. From left to right, we have Nicole, Anby, Nekomata, and good old Billy. Next is Belobog Heavy Industries, apparently no relation to the Star Rail city. One of miHoYo's most unique playable characters so far is Ben, the Big Bear. You then have Coletta and Anton. On the far right of this image, there is also Grace. Cleaning up, we have the Victoria Housekeeping Company. They have Rena, Lycon our Wolf Dude, Corin, and then Ellen. From the Oboe Squad, there is Soldier 11. I don't think we've seen any other characters from this faction yet. Now for the big surprise, a couple factions got some new faces. The Criminal Investigation Special Response Team are part of the city's public security. On the far right is Zhu Yuan, who is the team leader. On the left, I'm not sure if she was in the beta, but from what I've read, I believe that is Cheng Yi. In the middle, we seem to have an unknown Cowgirl and Cat Dude. Our next faction are the Hollow Special Operations Section 6. On the right is Sokaku, and on the left is Miyabi. Miyabi was playable in earlier betas, but was removed in later ones, so it's possible she's going to be getting that Ayaka type situation where she might come a bit later. However, seeing Miyabi here could mean she isn't that far away. The pink-haired lady and the archer dude are both new. Moving on, the Sons of Caledon actually were just revealed very recently. They've got a biker gang vibe. The girl on the right with the bat is called Lucy, and the girl on the left is Piper. I believe this is the first time you've seen them in-game. Last faction showcased is probably very far in the future. These are the Virtual Idols, tentative name. I don't know if they were revealed on any English social media channels, but this artwork was showcased previously because of leaks. miHoYo just decided to put it out there officially. Now that we know the new and old cast, what can these agents do in battle? The next section went back to Dawei and Zhenyu discussing combat. They went over some main mechanics. First off, ZZZ operates with 3-man teams. Agents have the usual basic attack combos, special skills, and ultimate moves, but to create satisfying combat in ZZZ, they've added a couple new systems. On the offensive side, when you attack enemies, you can put up a dazed bar. That's the yellow gauge under the enemy's HP. Once the foe is dazed, they get stunned and you can trigger chain attacks. These are the fancy cut-in moves that let your other agents lay down attacks. To complement offensive chain attacks, ZZZ has a defensive perfect assist parry. When enemies flash before an attack, you can switch your characters and this triggers a parry type move. Not only is this incredibly stylish, but you can follow up to get back into the fight quickly. Zhenyu stated that another aspect of ZZZ's feeling of satisfaction is a low barrier to entry but a high skill ceiling. For anyone who's played Genshin or Star Rail for a long period of time, I think it's safe to say that miHoYo is not really about creating the most hardcore games possible. They're pretty casual friendly games, and Zhenyu stated that the devs wanted less seasoned action gamers to experience the same feelings of satisfaction from the combat. At the same time, we'll have to see how high the skill ceiling actually is. From what I've seen, the main story and early game isn't really anything crazy in terms of combat. I assume it's going to take a little bit before players get to experience the actual end game. Next segment had Dawei joining gameplay designer Y. Kind of a mixed bag section here. First off, at least from the subtitles, it sounds like Lucy and Piper are going to be available on release day. I don't believe they are S-rank agents, and from a later graphic, it kinda seemed like Lucy may be an event reward, not entirely sure. Piper's going to be a physical anomaly specialist. In ZZZ, characters are defined by element attributes such as electric, physical, or ice. They also have specialties such as attacker, support, or anomaly. Just a note, from my understanding, there is not really a dedicated healer role in this game. Now, Piper being an anomaly specialist is noteworthy because from the launch cast, Grace was the only anomaly unit, and she's an S-rank agent you kinda just have to summon via RNG. Hopefully, Piper will be obtainable in some way just to try out what an anomaly specialist can do. As for Lucy, she's a fire support type unit. She can buff up her team, and it seems like she has her little boar buddies attacking on the field. Next, they revealed the version 1.0 banners. Ellen will be first. She's an ice attacker, and from everything I've heard, she was a very popular unit from the beta. Second will be Zhu Yuan, who will be an ether attacker type agent. She seems fun with her little pistol that gets a giant attachment on her roll. Zhu Yuan will be available on July 24th. If you want Ellen, you got about 3 weeks to get through the launch content. You should be able to get her or Zhu Yuan if you play a decent amount. For the release of the game, main story Chapter 3 will be available, featuring Victoria Housekeeping. There will also be Chapter 2 interlude with the Public Security Force. These missions are where we'll meet Ellen, Zhu Yuan, and more. Next topic was about Bangboos. Bangboos are the little bunny-looking helpers who do assist on the battlefield. They can even trigger chain attacks. Now previously, Bangboos were another Gacha type item that required premium currency. However, they were changed so you can now attain them with in-game currency only. You still need to gacha for them. However, you can now pick which S-rank Bangboo you get when you do get one. On top of this, they increase the sources of Boopons, aka the currency you need to gacha for Bangboos. Seems good to me. In regards to New Eridu, the devs wanted to make every shop and NPC charming in their own way. Since we'll be spending a lot of time interacting with these characters, I think it was well worth the extra effort. They said it was satisfying for them as creators when players resonated with those small but impactful details. As for the size of New Eridu, this is not an open world game, but they stated that the beta was only half of what is available at launch. Coming soon will be Lumina Square, and they even expanded the home base to include second story bedrooms for our protagonists. They added even more trust event interactions, and you can invite anyone who has debuted in the main story to go hang out. When exploring New Eridu, you can find Bangboos who need help and chests waiting to be looted. Next up, why I talked about Hollow Zero changes. Hollow Zero is one of the endgame modes for ZZZ, and similar to say the simulated universe from Star Rail, it has roguelike elements. First off, Hollow Zero has its own overworld map called Scott Outpost. This was done because the devs wanted to use Hollow Zero not only to provide updated gameplay challenges, but also to be a stage for story developments for agents, as well as a place they can touch on the game's lore. When you collect Resonia upgrades, now if you get 4 of the same type, you can get a bonus enhanced Resonium. Some events in Hollow Zero will be specifically tied to agents you'll have to build trust with. Wine stated the goal was to make more interactions between characters and the environment to make the world feel more realistic. For another update, you can also find and use Bangboos you don't have in Hollow Zero. This is another way of creating satisfaction for the players. Next, they reiterated wanting to keep bringing more high-level content. They discussed new ways to present narrative elements into the gameplay, and why talked about upgrading the original gameplay. Dawei asked if this meant the TV board part would become maybe a proper stage map one day. I don't think they would ask this question if this wasn't a serious consideration for the future, but I'm going to assume this is something that is not coming for a very long time. We'll have to see. For the most part, that brings us to the end of the new info for the program. However, let's talk about rewards. As part of the launch campaign, you can get up to 100 free pulls and 80 Boopons. Those are for summoning Bangboo. I don't think it was explained further, but in this graphic, they also mentioned other rewards such as A-rank agents and A-rank W engines. W engines are like weapons for your agents. As part of the pre-registration, we're getting Corrin for free, but this image showcased Lucy. I'm not sure if that's a hint that Lucy will be another free character. Regarding the 100 pulls, this includes mostly events and general progression. It's not really a true free extra 100 or summons. However, if you complete most of the early game content, you should have enough currency to summon one of the limited time characters. Both seem solid enough. Now, when the game launches, you can redeem this code in the menu, ZZZ, free, 100. Only lasts for the first week of the game, so don't forget. Not really an outrageous deal, but Polychrome is the premium currency, so we'll take it. As a reminder, Zenless Zone Zero launches on July 4th at 10 AM UTC plus 8. This is the normal update timeframe other Hoyo games use, so if you're in the Americas, the game actually launches on July 3rd, 7 PM for PST, 10 PM for EST. ZZZ is going to be available for PC, mobile, and PS5. PS5 will be joining the day one launch. You can pre-download starting July 2nd. On Twitter, we got some more graphics breaking down some of those 100 free pulls and detailing events for version 1.0. Master tapes are for ZZZ's standard banner, aka the stable channel. Encrypted master tapes are for the limited time banners, aka the exclusive channels. From pre-registering, everyone can get Korin, 20 master tapes and 5 Boopons. From the Cunning Generosity login event, you can get 10 master tapes. The new City Visitor's Passport is a 7-day check-in event for another 10 tapes. 6th Street giveaway is another login bonus for 10 master tapes. And in your lap is a third check for 10 Boopons. Now, Road to Proxy Greatness is basically account level progression. You can hit Internet level 30 for up to 65 Boopons, 40 master tapes, and 1600 polychrome. You can convert that into 10 summons. Let's now talk about what you can use those summons on. Signal Search is basically ZZZ's term for summoning or pulling new agents or W engines. Similar to past Hoyo games, there is a sort of beginner banner deal, but with a slight twist. When summoning on the stable channel, your first 5 consecutive 10 pulls are 20% off. Your first S rank item is guaranteed to be an agent, and this will happen within 50 summons. The available S rank agents you can get are from left to right: Grace, Rina, Coletta, Nekomata, Soji11, and Vaughn Lycon. These are the game's standard S rank agents. They might get dedicated banners in the future, but going from past Hoyo games, this could take a very long time to happen. If you want anyone here, it's basically all up to RNG. However, like in Star Rail, you can pick any of these agents after doing 300 stable channel pulls. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that because the discounted summons are tied to the stable channel and not a separate beginner banner type deal, the 50 discounted summons actually count toward this 300 summon spark. That was not the case for Star Rail, I think. Now, generally, while you should summon and use who you like, I would not suggest using the premium currency on the stable channel. You should spend it on the exclusive channels. These are where new S-rank characters will appear. The first limited time banner is Ellen, and we also got which A-rank agents she's getting a boost with. For Ellen, it's Anton and Sokaku. I'm not going to explain the gacha rules, but if you've played other Hoyo games, you know it's the same system. After around 3 weeks, Zhu Yuan will be available, and her A-rank rate-ups are Ben and Nicole. While Ellen and Zhu Yuan are available, their personal S-rank W engine channels will also be up. Ellen has Deep Sea Visitor, Zhu Yuan has Riot Suppressor Mark 6. They have listed a Bangboo channel, but reminder, this is a permanent channel and you can specifically choose which S-rank Bangboo you get. Eventually you're going to get it guaranteed, and those Boopon currency are in-game only. Last section is mainly just what content is coming for launch. As mentioned, the opening theme, Come Alive, has been revealed. You can find it on the live stream or on YouTube. For the main story content, we can play up to Chapter 3 during version 1.0. There will be agent story updates for Nekomata, Grace, Coletta, Lycon, Rina, and Soji11. For exploring, Lumina Square will be available, as mentioned earlier. And then for endgame content, Hollow Zero is one of the modes, but there is also Shiyu Defense. If you complete the third frontier in stable mode, you can get A-rank Sukaku for free. That's pretty nice. That covers everything revealed from today's pre-release program. Zenless Zone Zero is so close to release, and I'm very excited. I will be planning on making more videos, but I want to experience the game for myself, so videos will come when I'm ready. The game is free to play, so check it out if you're interested. If you're a bit confused or overwhelmed, I do want to make a basic primer guide for ZZZ before the launch day. Hopefully I can get that done soon. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I'll be back with more Zenless Zone Zero content in the future. Hope to see you there.